Snyder, please!
So Zack Snyder tried to be the George Lucas of his universe and be the Star Wars killer, but unfortunately, that plan did not go the way Zack Snyder thought it would.
You're not him.
Now, let's read some of these reviews, shall we? A lackluster, unsatisfying payoff to Zack Snyder's sci-fi fantasy passion project. It's more streamlined and has more action, which is great, but the rest adds up to nothing in the end. Overall, a big swing and a miss. The only people receiving scars are whoever wasted 4 hours on these movies. Ouch. Part 2 may satisfy action fans a bit more, but literally every issue with the first film carries over. You'll find yourself puzzled at how this two-part story can feel so empty and underdeveloped while simultaneously being overindulgent and gluttonous. That was my problem with the first film, is that you have all these characters and they are so severely underdeveloped, underwritten. They're so boring and dull. Like, none of these actors are charismatic in their roles. They're just empty vessels. I'm like, they're so boring to watch. And I don't care about the story. I don't care about the lead actress's journey throughout the movie. I don't care about any of these people.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
Critics and audiences. Now let's go to the audience and what they have to say. Poorly paced and poorly directed. I think it's best that the franchise ends here. Oh my god, this is bad. Every cliche and trope in every fantasy sci-fi movie is here. Sometimes less is more. In this movie, more is less. God, dog.
I better get out of here while I still can.
It's terrible. This is slightly less bad, but still terrible. Annoying, insulting, unintentionally funny, cool for 5 minutes. Soundtrack is goofy. Is it an epic? Is it Lion King? Desperate backstories, cheesy nonverbals, costumes look like if Mad Max, Star Wars, and Frozen were the inspiration. Ugh. And I can tell you this right now. I don't care what Zack Snyder says. Netflix, they're not greenlighting 3 more sequels. They're not. I guarantee you, Netflix, Dan Lin, who is now the chief CEO of Netflix, I guarantee you, like, this is it. Rebel Moon Part 1, Part 2. That's it, you're done, Zack Snyder. Because not only are these films getting poor reviews from critics and audiences, but the viewership is not as strong as Netflix thought it would, because they thought they could capitalize on the Snyder Cut hype. But then they quickly found out that the Snyder cult is not a large group. They are, in fact, a minority. And they overestimated Zack Snyder's audience, which is a shame, because as a fan of Zack Snyder, I wanted this movie to succeed. I wanted him to do great, but this is terrible. And I'm not going to see this movie because I hated the first one so much, and I'm probably going to hate this one. And I don't want to waste my time hating a movie, especially from a director like Zack Snyder, which, again, I'm a fan of. But again, you got to be honest. If your favorite director makes a shit movie, you have to critique it fairly. Otherwise, you would just be a fanboy, and I'm not a fanboy. I'm simply not a fanboy. No, if you make a shit movie, I'm gonna say it. But yeah, Rebel Moon Part 2. This franchise is a disaster. It's a disaster, and I think this is they are no longer going to be, Netflix, I should say, is no longer going to be in the Rebel Moon business. So that's going to be it. Hit like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, TikTok, /6. Name in the comments below. What do you think of all of this news? And as always, truth out.